Let's, with Jesus' joy, welcome the governor of New York State, Sister Governor Kathy Hochul.
Good morning, church. You can all sit down. I don't preach as long as Bishop Hennings does, but I'll try to come close. Thank you. First of all, I'm reminded that this is the day the Lord has made. Indeed it is. Indeed it is. I feel it. To be here among such spiritual people, people who truly believe, it has inspired me. That's why I come back to Western New York, to be reminded of where I came from and to be able to listen to the words of people doing God's work here on earth, like Bishop Hennings. I thank you. I thank you for the privilege of hearing the word today, and to know the work that First Lady Pamela Hennings has done with our ministries and our children and using her incredible talents to lift people up. I'm also joined by my own first gentleman. New York State has a first gentleman now, Bill Hochul, who was your United States Attorney. You all know him because he was Barack Obama's United States Attorney fighting crime and gangs and terrorists for 8 years, and I commend him for his public service as well. I thank you. We also have two public servants. One is our supervisor of Amherst, Brian Hochul, who I've worked with for so many years. Extraordinary job. And now someone that I lifted out of county government. He used to be the commissioner of civil service for Erie County, Timothy Hoag's, and I said, he's so good, I'm bringing him to do it for the whole state of New York. Let's give him a round of applause. I was so touched by your reflections today because they really hit home. In my business, there's a lot of people with rocks in their pockets. Amen to that? Amen to that. But that's all right, because where I come from has given me the strength and the resiliency to be that voice for the people all over the state, but especially places where people feel like they've been forgotten, like Western New York, for too many years. I was blessed to have the opportunity to come to a family that was very much steeped in the knowledge of social justice Catholics. We learned about loving one another and treating each other as you wanted to be treated. That was really the genesis of me going into public servants, the inspiration of my parents. They had nothing. They used to live in a trailer park. Dad worked at the steel plant like his grandfather, his mother, who came over from a very poor country. But that's the Western New York story, isn't it? You know, people work hard, they get a public education like I had, and all of a sudden you get those opportunities. Well, I'm here to tell you as your governor, I want every child in the state of New York to have the same opportunities that I had growing up in a family steeped in faith, our responsibility to others, how we can use jobs like governor and public servants to do good for other people. It's that simple. That's all I want to do. And when there's crises, like we had to deal with as a community on May 14th, when someone who was so cold and depraved of heart that they identified what he said was the blackest population from his home, and it was 3 hours away, goes to a store as an 18-year-old and buys an AR-15 legally and comes to our city and torments us and terrorizes us, people simply shopping in a grocery store 10 minutes from where Bill and I live. I was there within hours. The pain is still in my heart. I feel like I left a part of me in that community because they needed me. I had so many people cry on my shoulders. But I said, I will take that pain, I will harness that pain and take it back to Albany and do more to help protect our streets and protect our children and our families and have gun safety laws that say no teenager should be able to buy a weapon, that you need to have a background check so we can find out if you're in these hate sites on social media before you can do harm again. So I'm going to continue fighting. I'm fighting for the people of this state to keep you safe because I want never again to have any community go through the pain that we're still feeling here. But I didn't just deal with the social justice and the criminal justice issues and fighting crime. I said, we obviously have to heal this community. I showed up in 2 weeks with $50 million to invest in the east side of Buffalo and said, we're working on workforce development, education, healthcare. Give people hope. Let's give people hope again, because that's one thing they've lost for too long. I will continue to fight for you as your governor. I am honored to represent you in the state of New York. God bless all of you, and thank you, Bishop Hennings.